So Lulu, welcome back to FrightFest. You're here with Mother of Flies. We've just had the UK screening. How did it go?
It was great. The audience was so kind. We couldn't have been happier, honestly.
And what was it about this story that fascinated you guys and made you want to tell it?
You know, it was so personal. It was, I think, something that is automatically in our work already. And I think giving it a designated space to actually really just talk about these really hard things that a lot of people, I think, can relate to as well. But I think it was coming through anyways. So I think it kind of just reared its fucking head and we had to.
And you guys, obviously, you're known for, writing, directing, editing, composing, everything, What were the challenges with this one? Because this one, there's a lot of particularly like practical effects and set design. What were any challenges?
I can't think of any big challenges, but more just how much we wanted to depict so much. There was so much around, like we said, about the kind of fetus and the vagina and all of the body horror. But to be unique as well, you're using all these babies, but how to just actually make do with what we really wanted to talk about.
And it centres around a witch in the woods. Did you guys do any research into necromancy and those types of people?
Yeah, Toby did a ton of research, especially. I think all of us had on our mind, but Toby is really the queen of studying witch history and then making it her own. I think it's really important to us that we don't follow a perfect script. There's not a perfect idea of a witch, but making it our own. And all of that poetry and necromantic kind of talk that Toby does is all her own creation.
And obviously, you're in it as a hotel owner. It's quite a fun scene. With all the other darkness in the film. Was that a lot of fun to kind of just get in and be kind of the breath of fresh air?
Was it a breath of fresh air to do that? Yeah, I loved it. I loved having the opportunity when they told me that they needed someone to set up the lore. I was so excited. I was just hoping I could do it justice, but honestly, it was so great because the story that they created is so full, and you see it unravel, and then there's this kind of final cherry on top where I get to kind of put it all together for John's character. So for me, that was just it was an honor to be that little pinnacle piece.
And I guess, the obvious final question is, what's next for Team Hellbender?
Oh, always keeping making music. There's just constantly songs that John is sending for us to sing for him. And for just in general our movies, there are a couple that we kind of always have in the works that we're filming upstate. And often we end up using the same pieces that we've already used, like our house, the stones that you see. That's just right off of an old rock wall of our own that we have.
Well, thank you so much for your time and enjoy the rest of the festival.